George, you do it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Collegiate Star League, and this is our round of 8. We are in the quarterfinals of our Rocket League tournament, and I'm Meet and Greek. With me tonight is the one, the only, the Renegade Cup Finals caster himself, and I want to say, this guy should be casting more Collegiate Rocket League. It's the Squid. Squid, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, but I'm more of like a half squid because I think
Squid.
I think things not looking so good on the torso side of things. I think that the green screen's kind of not working so well with my shirt. Maybe we should have thought about this before.
I gotta look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. For some reason, I don't know why, but those maps that carpet you play on as a kid with all the roads and everything.
Yeah.
For some reason, your green screen shirt reminds me of that. So that's beautiful in itself. I just want to take a toy car and just But regardless of that,
that's a really odd way to describe that.
I know it's a reach, but it's not a reach. This match we have going on this evening is going to be not a doozer. This is going to be a wake upper because this is going to be a fantastic one. We have the Ohio State University's varsity squad going up against Wisconsin. And this is their A team as well, the only team they have running through the tournament. So I assume it's their best group of players. So we're going to have a best of 5 this evening. Winner will be moving on to this quarterfinals, which means the semifinals. So we're getting down to our final. We're in our final 8 teams right now. We're soon going to be at our final 4 teams, Squid. So Andrew, going on further, who's going to win this game?
Who's going to win this game? Well, let me tell you, I've seen lots of good things out of Ohio State, and that's all you really need to know. Wisconsin, they got a strong roster. I won't lie. Jazzy, Fish, Rules, and Snarky, obviously comprising their team on the Wisconsin side of the ball. They're going to be tough, but Ohio State have proven time and again that they are very solid as a roster. So we'll just have to see. Things moving forward, though, I think I have to give the edge to OSU before we move into this match.
I would have to agree with you on this. I talked to a lot of the OSU players, especially threes. That's Big Chris, for those of you who don't know. He's always so confident, especially when he carries me in ranked play. And
oh my goodness.
So I honestly, though, threes is a great player. And just the whole OSU squad, they have a really talented coach in Lee Algebra Cal. Dude's so smart at Rocket League. They are pretty much set, and we've seen them make deep runs into CRL for every season. So this is not a team to sleep on. The other side, we have Wisconsin, somewhat new to me, but their names are familiar through the CCA. But I think that's enough of us talking, Andrew. Let's get right into this game. Best of 5, 5 minutes on the clock. Take it away, my friend. Let's get this one done.
All right, so 5 minutes, best of 5, as you mentioned. Who takes this one again? I'm giving the edge to Ohio State before anything happens, but, it's all going to be left on the pitch here before the broadcast is over, so we'll just have to find out as the clock begins to tick. And the ball is in play. OSU with a little bit of early defense. Wisconsin with a little bit of their own as well. Nice shot there from Kings, easily blocked away by Fish. Going to try and take it down the sideline. Pass one straight to the corner. Threes is there to meet it. Now Snarky at the sidewall, going to try and dunk it. Stops out of the midfield line. Both these teams are trying to find their groove per usual. Here's Kings over to J-Bob. Great passing play, and it's nice to see Ohio State starting off strong with a goal from threes.
And this is a shot I think that maybe shouldn't have gotten the opportunity to come out. The defense was there for Wisconsin, but threes just so quick. And this is what's so dangerous about OSU is that if you sleep on them just a little bit, they're going to find the opening. So if you're Wisconsin, hey, you let a goal in early on, but you just got to speed that play up and make sure you challenge those 50-50 balls.
That red light's got to be coming on for the Wisconsin guys right now. Because you think about that, you saw J-Bob trying to make a connection, and he's just going to get one for himself. They're starting off with strong passing plays and strong solo plays. Lots of alarms going off right now.
Yeah, I know. Red alert everywhere for me, because this ball should have totally been countered. I know Chazzy was in the air for that play, but he still had 2 defenders in Snarky and Fish back on that goal line. Someone has to be going up for that ball.
Indeed. So Ohio State with a strong 2-goal lead early out of the gate, first minute. About to be gone here, as Wisconsin will start their first attack run. One falls off the back wall. Fish rules in the air, but it'll just drop to the corner. Up in center. No touch there from J-Bob. Could have been very dangerous. Chazzy wasn't able to put it on target. Now he might be looking the other way. Fish Rules has to play it out of the midfield line, but here's threes upfield. It's onto the back wall. Who's going to be there to punish? Start with a backflip and then net. Kings can't make it in time. But J-Bob's going to follow it up, put it right on through. And was there ever any doubt?
Honestly, Andrew, there's so much going on here for Wisconsin. And it's not an issue of them going for the ball because they are. It's just Ohio State is just completely outpacing them. This ball has been sticking on that blue half for so much of this game, and I don't think Wisconsin's really knowing what to do regarding all this pressure.
That does seem to be the case. Ohio State, a team we know to be very impressive, fast on the offensive side. The first 90 seconds has definitely favored them, I'd have to say. Wisconsin with a very little volume of offense, only one shot in favor at the moment. Ohio State with 6 of their own, almost a 7th one there, but it's just a little bit off the mark, and Snarky will be able to place it on his wall rather safely. Driving for the follow, all the way to the back wall. This could prove a shot opportunity. He's going to look for it, but met easily by J-Bob. Out of the corner comes threes. J-Bob looking for, Kings up in the air for that one. J-Bob to follow. No touch made there. That's the second time I've seen J-Bob actually miss what seemed to be a rather open aerial. So maybe things not exactly starting off strong for him personally, but he does still have 2 goals and an assist, so he doesn't necessarily need to be that strong.
You win some, you lose some. It is also the first game of this series. Both teams could be a little cold, and this is what we might be seeing from Wisconsin. You know, starting out a little slow. This is only game 1 of a long best of 5, so there's plenty of opportunity for players on both sides to really improve.
It is a regional battle as well, come to think of it, both in the Midwest. That was a great dunk there from Fish Rules. J-Bob in an awkward spot, no touch made there, and that's what you gotta make. You know, there was space for a couple of whiffs earlier on, but right there, not at all.
And this is where I'm thinking Wisconsin's starting to wake up. They're challenging these 50-50s earlier, and they're playing faster. They're utilizing that backboard. I'm loving it. They have 2 minutes left to score 2 more goals, but this is a really good start to stop Ohio State from really starting to bring up more pressure.
I do agree. Big changes starting the second half. And lo and behold, that's where we find ourselves at the moment. But the Buckeyes not going to let it go so easily. Starting off an offense right here, Fish Rules has an easy challenge on that ball. He's looking to get it past Kings. No such luck. As Chazzy will drop it off in the corner. They're just going to try and keep it there. Bit of an awkward touch. J-Bob almost has the read. Not quite. Kings will be there to follow. Lots of space for Ohio State to work with on the side here. And again, no touch from J-Bob.
Yeah, no, actually, it's very interesting that J-Bob's been a little bit uncharacteristic here. It's still working out for him, but I'm a little concerned. I want to see a little bit more consistency coming in, especially after this match.
And I can only be glad that they have a 2-goal lead on that end. Well, I'm just saying, you know, for J-Bob, it's a good thing that they have the 2-goal lead, because at least he doesn't need to worry about it.
I see. Thank you for clarifying. Because I thought you were talking about Ohio State as a whole.
No, I mean, it's Ohio State. Everybody hates Ohio State to some extent, so... And that's just the way it is, you know, when you grow up a Michigan fan, that's just the way it is. You hate Ohio State, but they're good guys, and they do have the lead. So, that's just the way the cricket rumbles. A minute now left in the game. Still with the 2-goal advantage. We've seen some tough stuff so far. Wisconsin haven't been able to really punch a hole through the defense. Been a tall order indeed. Bit of a double commit there. Won't get punished for it, though. Ohio State might have been slowing down on that play. Maybe give him a lot more respect. It's honestly good news for the boys in blue because, I mean, being respected by some of the strongest players in the CRL, I would argue, is definitely some good news for you. You want to be able to have that kind of space when you're moving upfield, make those passing plays. And that's another point to touch on, actually. We haven't seen too much in the way of assists. Only one backboard play.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Going into game 2 now, we're starting to see the Badgers work more together as a unit. They're starting to bring more pressure to Ohio State, and they're not really offering them more opportunities. I wish I had a pen to throw right now because, my goodness, this should have been stopped.
Most likely, yeah. Snarky down there, he sees that play, and then Chazzy in the back post just a little bit slow on that ball.
It's that hesitation, though. You see him like slowly back his car up just for like a millisecond. That's all that Ohio State needs to make that opening up here and put the goal on. So it's just little things here and there for Wisconsin that they just got to improve upon, and they're still definitely in this series.
Yeah, I agree with you, but you know, I have to say, just saw a double commit there right before the end. That one won't go through. A double commit before the end, a double commit late game as well, and that makes me inclined to say that perhaps they're not exactly a come-from-behind team. You know, panicking like that in the latter half of the game isn't going to do you much good, especially when you're playing against Ohio State. And I mean, think about this. If you have the lead in the first half, that's all well and good. If you don't have the lead as you move into the second half, you got bad news for you, because Wisconsin, if they're panicking like that, not going to go over well. But Ohio State are going to, you know, have the tenacity. They're going to have the resolve to try and make a comeback in the second half. So if you have the lead moving into the second half, you can't slow down at that point. And then if Ohio State does come back, will they start to panic in that situation? Something I just want to watch out for. Reading a lot into just a couple of simple double commits, but, you know, it's something to watch.
It definitely is. We're going to have to see how Wisconsin goes and improves upon it. I want to see them play a lot faster this game and definitely get some more passing plays out there. If they can start to pressure that backboard on Ohio State's side of the field, I think they can create more plays and just more opportunities for themselves.
They did a double commit right out the gate, but I liked the idea from Snarky going for a physical play right off the bat. Did open up what looked to be a door, and a great physical play for Ohio State is going to benefit them. J-Bob just absolutely destroyed the backboard player. Devastation.
And that was just all team coordinated right there. And, you know, everyone was in on it. And that's what's so tough about playing OSU, because they're always on the same page. This pairing, not pairing, but this group of three, they've been together for so long now that this game is so fluid to them. It's so hard to break them out of their mojo. And when there are just connections being made on the field, it's just tough.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're playing Rocket League at a high level, but in reality, they are Connect 4 champions. I'm telling you that right now. Except it's only 3. Yeah, I mean, Connect. Oh, well, J-Bob has another one. And this is an interesting situation because I don't think either of us were really expecting this. Like, coming out of the midfield like that, you gotta have somebody on the back line for that.
Again, it's just everyone's pushing a little too far for Wisconsin. They're getting a little bit too excited and they're forgetting about the defense. And this is what led to a couple of goals last game OSU was able to benefit from. And there's so many facets of Rocket League that you have to take into consideration when you're playing! And pass plays are definitely one of them, Andrew.
That is quality. This is the kind of stuff that you see Ohio State doing all the time, and suddenly Wisconsin is just like, they just use a no you card. Just throw it, say like, okay, well, I see what you're doing. All right, I reject your reality and substitute my own. There you go.
And it's not that Wisconsin can't do that thing. It's just that it's not consistent, and that's the problem.
That is a problem. I will say it was a quality passing play. But we talked about it earlier. They're not really making the attempt to make those passing plays too often. That's something Ohio State do basically 95% of the time when they're on offense. The other 5% of the time, it's usually a quality solo play. A great stop there from Chazzy to keep Wisconsin in this one. Only a 1-goal deficit and no demo on Kings right there. I love the idea. Chazzy's going to return it, though, off the right side. Okay. We're tied up.
Wisconsin, they're waking up, and this is fantastic team. Even though Snarky didn't actually get the bump on Kings, it still opened up the goal enough for Chazzy to come in and finish the job. So I'm really liking how Wisconsin's starting to bring in everyone on their team. Everyone's getting in on the place, and they're starting to create more offensive pressure.
We actually did see right out of the gate a demo attempt on the Ohio State defense. So it may bring out that physical play is going to be the key for Wisconsin here. Another opportunity for Fish. Gets blocked out easily. Chazzy now from the corner. Just a bit off the mark, but did have to respect the defender. Starkey will still be able to play this one from the corner. Fish just a moment too late. Wisconsin looking to get set up on their offensive rotations. Great dunk from J-Bob. He's looking to follow it up as well. Can he make something out of this? No. It was a good idea. Three's moving in for the pinch, but I feel like it was just a little bit too quick. Now down the other way. Snarky with a good touch into the corner. Didn't get the boost there. Important boost grab for J-Bob. Allow them to be more set on the defense. And then Snarky, of course, had to be forced back on that play. Butterfly effect, and then that miss.
That's tough. There was a triple commit on the play from OSU there, but just no one could capitalize from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you hate to see. I mean, we had a couple of spots right there where Wisconsin got shut down in their offense. What with Ohio State stealing that one boost away from Snarky in the corner and that key miss at the midfield line allowed the Ohio State Buckeyes to move straight out of their defensive half. Somewhere you do not want them is on transition, and a miss from threes. Easy goal for Fish rules.
And suddenly, it's like OSU is starting to break down. It's very uncharacteristic of them, but this is not the same team that came out in Game 1. Wisconsin is starting to play very confidently, and they have a lot of room to work with. And usually, when we see these 50-50 opportunities out on the field, and maybe this... Okay. Well, just like that, things turn around. And I think... when you were talking earlier, Andrew, about J-Bob missing some balls here and there, like that played a huge part into the last goal. But again, that doesn't matter when you allow kickoff goals. So back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board, indeed. And I have to say, I must commend J-Bob. He had some whiffs in Game 1, I won't lie. But so far, he's gotten things together. Been all right. There have been a couple of uncharacteristic whiffs, of course, from the OSU side of the ball. But they're keeping it an even game so far. Let's see if they can continue in the future with that. Minute 50 now on the clock. Snarky pushing up into the corner. Wants to get a favorable center. No such luck. J-Bob is there to meet it. All the way to their back wall. Ohio State now lurking. Kings, a great pre-jump there. Reese is in the air. No, that angle is just barely in. Oh my goodness. Reese, could you cut it across any tighter than that? Come on.
And like flies on a fly trap. It's just Wisconsin. Their players are just glued to the floor, and then OSU is just able to bounce these balls into the net. And it's so disheartening to say because we see Wisconsin going up in the air for these crazy pass plays and everything, but once that ball is going to their side of the field, it's kind of like, I'm panicking. I'm going to stay on the ground and hope this ball just doesn't go in. But you're facing Ohio State, so that's a big problem.
Hope is not going to work against an Ohio State attack. So there you go. Tip of the day, don't just hope. Actually do something. Act. In Ohio State, they've been masters of acting for a while now in this series. Only up by 1 goal, though. Still plenty of opportunity. A great double tap from Chazzy. Kings will be there to respond before anybody can get up for it, though. Dropping in the midfield, Chazzy with a shot on target and a slow play from Ohio State with nobody back. They had a lot of faith in this, and they're not giving Wisconsin enough respect now.
No, absolutely not. But again, like this ball just dangled around in the orange half for so long they couldn't get any clears on it, and it allowed Wisconsin to bring back their defense a little bit, allowing Chazzy to cheat up on that to try to cherry pick that goal. So again, Ohio State making mistakes here and there they really shouldn't be making, but Wisconsin, props to them for capitalizing.
And now within a minute we remain tied up. Honestly, a game that probably should go to Ohio State. They realize it, but they're not respecting their opponents enough. Wisconsin done a great job of filling that gap, saying like, hey, if you guys aren't going to take this one, then we are going to do a great job of defending. Another shot from Kings will find its way through. I thought they were going to have that one, but no dice.
And this play actually started out fantastically by J-Bob. He was able to beat Snarky, I believe, to the ball, and Snarky just hesitated just a little bit on the goal line, and that's where you have to trust your third man. If you're second in your rotation, you have to be jetting out of that goal. You have to be doing something to get at that ball and trust your teammate who's going to be rotating in behind you.
And now in the final 30 seconds, Wisconsin have to put a shot on target here. This could very well be their last offense if they're not careful. Across the midfield, Kings to inherit. Pulling it off the side wall, but no follow-up touch incoming. Chazzy wide open for the pass from Snarky, but an unfavorable 50-50 straight back towards their net. The final 15 now. Something has to be done here to avoid a 2-0 situation. Pushing down the field, Kings up high. Quality touch with plenty of boost to work with. He is wasting as much time as he possibly can. The ball now needs to stay in the air for a potential Wisconsin win. This one moves downfield. J-Bob will not waste any time in killing that one for a game to win.
There's some things to talk about here, Squid, and here's some things. If you lose 5-4, it's not that you didn't score enough goals, it's just that you let too many defensive opportunities slip by. And I think Wisconsin, this is a big wake-up call now because they're about to get swept. They got to start the reverse sweep now, essentially. So, changing things up here and there, I still want to see them play a little faster. They're starting to go for those 50-50s. However, they're just not trusting each other. We can get that trust built up, especially on that defense, allowing them to apply more pressure to these 50-50 balls and get the clears that they really, really need against OSU. They can definitely take games in this series, like without a doubt. The skill is there.
I have to, yeah, I mean, you basically hit it on the head right there. What more do you want me to add on to that? At Wisconsin, they're kind of beating themselves, and there's no better way to put that. They're doing a great job of capitalizing on the OSU mistakes, but just too many mistakes of their own. As we move to game number 3, we're going to see how many more of those mistakes come out. Threes. Oh boy, all right, threes. You want to calm down there, buddy? I know you're trying to snipe the upper 90, but you can give yourself a little bit of leeway. Probably could have put that one on target, but a big thank you from the Wisconsin lads. So Ohio State with an early first shot, and that is not going to help. J-Bob has a free ball to throw in there off that double commit.
And that, again, it's just going down to trust, and Snarky probably could have picked a different location to rotate in. It's just so tough, Andrew, because there's so many different facets that you can work on defense to maybe improve that play. Even differences in location, and again, it just all comes down to many different things.
And you could actually tell when you had Starkey and Fish there, they both had a quality touch on the ball, but they just got confused on who was going to go for it and ended up just making a mediocre touch with one of their players when both of them went. So, I mean, if you really clean up that miscommunication, that would never have happened regardless if you touched the ball. Just an unfortunate concession from Wisconsin. They're looking for a nice passing play there. Kings will interrupt it, though, and a nice pass back. Here's Snarky, has possession of the ball. Going to try and get it under, but no... Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen against OSU. They have 3 people in net like that, but it is good for Wisconsin trying to set up the attack run here. Snarky's gonna continue things. Kings up high now. So it drops over to J-Bob. No effective challenge from Fish, and a nice read from J-Bob as well. Dodging the demo, getting it to Kings. They can't finish it off. But you can see how effectively Ohio State can move downfield using their game sense to really dodge just about anything that the opponents can throw at them and still make plays.
And I think it just comes down to the fact that Ohio State, they have a fantastic coach who's able to coach them through replay analysis, and this is something that Wisconsin, as threes does this, you can just tell they're entirely in sync.
Can indeed, and I mean, for that situation, Fish was trying to play the inevitability of that double tap going in, but on the other end of that, you gotta have somebody who's ready for the inevitability of the double tap not being touched, and they just left it completely open for threes. He had so much space to shoot at. And granted, the Wisconsin players were there in the end. I mean, they were close. They had the post covered. It's not the post that matter in that situation. And when you're playing against Ohio State, they're gonna be able to pick out those key spots in the net and really drive it home. So now you got yourself in a sticky situation, 2-0, with 3 minutes left, and this is your last chance to really stay alive in this bracket, and then even if you manage that, you have to win 2 more. So this will be tough stuff for Wisconsin, and Ohio State's not really letting off on the gas right now. Threes almost managed to put that one in himself. Starkey will try to lighten the load here for Chazzy. No pass really coming through. Fish will be able to touch that one. From the side, Snarky to center. Chazzy up for the ball. Quality shot. J-Bob got bumped, but he's still recovered for the save. Starkey is going to try and recenter this one, or no, go for the shot himself. It's off the back wall. J-Bob to the center. Fish rolls to the return. Kings gets in front of it this time. A savior medal in with good reason. Fantastic defensive play on the goal line for OSU, and they remain unscored against.
Yeah, oh my gosh. And again, I want to point out, watch OSU on their offense. They're going to be peppering that backboard for the remainder of this game because they know they have Wisconsin figured out. They can get this ball off that backboard. They can create so many opportunities against the Badgers.
At this point, it doesn't look like they need a great opportunity with defense like that. Yeah. And Wisconsin's going to be hard-pressed to push through it, but they're trying. And here we go. Snarky up the side, force that one off the top from Kings. Bit of a double commit there. Can they still make the play? No touch there from threes. It's completely open for Fish. And they're going to thank themselves. They're going to thank themselves for that one. Because they're thinking, okay, all right.
Double the commits, double the chances.
Double the chances. That's how it goes.
Unfortunately, it worked out. It worked out here, but we've seen it not work out many, many times this series. So if you're Wisconsin, you got to be careful.
Hey,
it comes. Hey, what?
60% of the time, it works every time.
It works every time.
That's how it is.
Again, though, like it's a habit you definitely have to kick.
So, 90 seconds now. Lots on the line here for Wisconsin. They're going to be hard-pressed to bring this one back against Ohio State, but they've already made them bleed once this game. And an unfavorable touch there from threes might open up the door of opportunity. Demo on the back half from J-Bob. Snarky can't get a touch there, but a favorable spawn from Chassie. This one moves downfield. J-Bob going to meet that one rather quickly, but his passing recipient is out of the play. He's been demoed. Threes has a touch and a great doink touch.
Wow.
All the way downfield. Fantastic
Big
read.
Chris.
And Chazzy has to play this one onto the backboard as well. This was such a huge transition from Ohio State. And now, lots of offensive pressure in their favor. Kings can't get that one past the opponent, but they're on offense now.
And I just want to see Wisconsin, when they get these players, like, I want to see them pass to someone upfield instead of just giving the ball directly back to OSU.
A good chance there for Wisconsin, but no luck. Good shot of his own end. Threes. Can't get too much power on that touch. J-Bob is committed on that play. Chazzy in the air, looking for something of a back pass, but nobody there. Snarky to the sidewall. J-Bob meets it easily. Wisconsin need to push out pretty quickly here. They can afford a 0-second goal, however. Snarky. Opportunity to find the backboard. Kings with a favorable touch, though Fish wasn't quick enough. Now Threes on the transition. Does he have the for this aerial touch? He can. It's in center. But Fish moving downfield has Chazzy as a target. No touch on the side from Kings. Threes in an awkward spot. J-Bob gets through! What a play from Wisconsin! Regardless of the slow pace, they are able to make this work.
You know, Chazzy was thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening? I have 0 boost, but he's got the demo for Snarky. We're a tied game.
Oh boy. Ohio State. Oh boy. For them now, it's all about just not letting this happen. At 0 seconds, the ball is in the air. Threes does opt to keep it alive. J-Bob for a touch. Maybe drops in the corner. Kings off the back wall. Ohio State trying to finish it out in regulation, but not going to happen. We have overtime. Game number 3. Wisconsin fighting for their lives in the bracket. Ohio State just want to close it out here and go home and party. But it's not over yet. Quality shot from Fish off the post and away. Oh boy.
Wow.
Things heating up right off the bat in OT. Now J-Bob gonna try his hand. Fish Rules has an easy touch off the back wall. King's gonna keep this one playable. Doink into towards center. Chazzy force off the back wall. Threes with a pass out into center. There's J-Bob. The connection is made. But Fish Rules is the third man, and he touches that away.
Can you imagine if Wisconsin reverse sweeps Ohio State? Holy moly. That'd be so crazy.
Especially in a game 3 overtime where they scored with 2 seconds left to tie it up. That would be a story.
The story writes itself.
Yeah, we don't have a script. It's TM. Here we go. Chance for Wisconsin. Beaten up by Threes is Chazzy. Still playable. Up in the offensive end. Touch there from J-Bob. That's very dangerous. Threes will be able to come across and bail him out. But again, those key whiffs are going to come back to haunt you if you're not careful. Now downfield. J-Bob to Kings. And they snipe the upper 90. Wisconsin were not giving enough respect to that one. And they just had so much open space to work with. This is what happens if you play against OSU like this.
Oh my gosh, and in Wisconsin, they had the people back. I believe it was Snarky on that back wall. That ball just went too fast. What a shot from Kings, though. That placement was impeccable, too.
This is the way it ends for Wisconsin. They're out of it. OSU moving on to the semifinals. In dominant fashion. Well, I would say dominant, but it was a 1-goal game 2 times now, and game 1 wasn't exactly that. It wasn't exactly much of a blowout either. So
it was a tough matchup for OSU, I would say. Wisconsin, like on a different day, I really think that this could have been a much different series. We saw very great just plays coming out from the Badgers, and we saw glimmers of hope, but they just couldn't piece it together. And it's definitely could have been a very different series. It could have been exactly flipped around. It definitely shouldn't have been a 3-0 sweep, though. However, Ohio State shows some inconsistencies. You know that they're going to have to watch the tape, watch the replays going on to the next round because the games only get harder.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. The game is going to get much harder. But for Wisconsin, at the same time, I mean, I know that Fish, talented player, and we saw it a couple of times during this series, but Chazzy and Snarky also stepped up to the plate. We saw some great play out of all 3 of those guys. It's just unfortunate that, they weren't able to piece together, as you mentioned. They weren't able to really, find their momentum, their rhythm as a team, and, get it together. But next season. Fall CRL, for CSL as well. I mean, next season CSL and for the CCA maybe in the spring series. But it's all behind them now. So
it's all behind them now, yeah. They got to move forward, watch the tapes, go over the replays, do replay analysis to help so much. And I try to say that after every CSL broadcast because these teams can all benefit from it. Everyone benefits from it as well because, again, like all the double commits that happened for Wisconsin, all the opportunities that were created for OSU because of those, like those are preventable. Like OSU didn't win because of luck. Like everything happens for a reason. The opportunities presented themselves. Granted, some of the shots coming out from OSU were like ridiculous. Like
Well,
the
I
last
mean-
one from Kings. Like you got to watch out for those, of course. Like
Yeah, you got to watch out for, like anything. The ball is never safe. That's basically the takeaway when you're playing against OSU. That's just the way things are. You say ridiculous shots, but honestly, I mean, they're not that ridiculous.
I
Considering
mean, that last one
Ohio
by
State
Kings was pretty.
No. This is what I'm saying though. It's like it's not even ridiculous anymore because they just do
Yeah.
that. That's just the thing now. It's like, oh yeah, they scored off of like a 3-man play, double tap, flip reset. It's just another day
Again,
for
though,
Ohio State.
you bring up a valid point, and those plays wouldn't happen if Wisconsin just brought the pressure more towards them and stopped giving away those free shots and turn those shots into 50-50s instead, where potentially that ball can go in the other way down the field. So plenty to improve upon for Wisconsin. I really hope that they go and improve upon that and come back next season even stronger. Hey, they still made it to the top 8 teams here in the quarterfinals. Like that's very, very solid. There's a lot of teams that got knocked out very early on too. So big props to them. Big props to OSU. They're going to be going to our top 4 in the semifinals. I believe that's going to be next week. I think we're going to be trying to stream all of those. Peter will yell at me in my ear if I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Hey guys, I'm not wrong, but I think
this can't be right. Hang on, let me check the script. This can't be right.
He's trying to make sure that I'm wrong. But I think with that, wait, are you still invisible? I gotta look at this. Oh man,
it's not that it's in the script. He's.
I should have wore something green too. I should have wore something green.
No, I'm just this is just me now. This is my rebrand. This is the way I'm rebranding myself. Just squids. As a matter of fact, squids can camouflage themselves. So this is I don't actually have a green shirt on. This is just like my bare torso, and I'm just camouflaging myself.
You're only camouflaging.
I'm just camouflaging myself
in the shape of a shirt.
I'm camouflaging myself to something that I can't see because I don't see the broadcast background anywhere. I've got my green screen on. I can't even see it.
Oh my gosh! I think with that might be it for this evening. I don't think we have another series going on afterwards. So, without further ado, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Stay tuned though, folks. We have Dota 2 going on at around 10 p.m. I believe. Peter,
yeah, that's usually the start time. Right?
I believe it's 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So stick around for that. Come back here, get your snacks for that. Dota 2, I've watched a little bit of it. It gets really intense. So
I don't do MOBAs. I say this after every CSL broadcast. I do not do MOBAs, but if that's your
folks,
thing,
he does not do MOBAs, but I catch Squid on the regular playing League of Legends.
That was one time I played
one time. He says one time. I swear it
calls
happened
me
for
out
like
for
a
it.
week. I see it for like a week.
I was playing because my friend was playing. Okay, it's not my fault.
I was playing because my friend was playing for like 7 different times in a span of like 2 weeks. But that's okay, guys. I think we're gonna cut out for the evening. So
Can you
thank you
believe
so
this
much
guy?
for coming through, and big props out to OSU. Congratulations, guys. You're going on to the semifinals. Wisconsin come back strong next season. But for that, I am Meat and Greek,
I'm Squid.
and we will catch you next week. Maybe even this Wednesday. Won't be me though, but it'll be someone else.
Nor
Just
me. It won't be me either. But we got more great games for you. That's
people
what
better looking than us. That's for sure. Take care and have a good night, everyone.